Hello everyone, this is the third video in the reading series, and today we are going to discuss about when reading is not a habit. What are the consequences? So let's start with this very example which I always give whenever I am speaking. So for example, this is the sentence. This subscription or this course, don't worry, I'm not selling a course to you. So it's just a sentence. This subscription or this course also has email access to me directly. Now, the point here is you understood the sentence, you understood the message. But if you are well read, over a period of time, your choice of words changes and the sentence becomes much more smaller. Here is the example. It is this course entails email access to me. That's it. So, this is not about increasing your vocabulary or increasing anything. This is just using proper words which are more meaningful whenever you are communicating. I understand the essence of language is communicating your message, not the choice of words. But in today's world, we require verbal as well as written English skills to make sure that the message is not just through, but it is also presentable. Not in terms of some Oxford level of English, but it should be presentable. And of course, as you grow, as you go into the management level, you work with other people and multinationalities, wherein it is important that you present yourself properly. So let's get started. And again, I need to mention, even I was there where no one starts to read anything. Like everything was for tomorrow, even for me. But the day I started reading, and we will make a video about it, that how I entered into reading, but some another time. But for this thing, I understand you don't have the time or something like that, but listen to this video till the end, not just for the sake of it, but you will understand how important it is. Whether you are in a job or whether you are doing your own business, we'll come to that. It's very important to have this skill. So here is the story. This is a recent one, a live story. I've changed my friend's name to something else. So there's one of my friend who is working in, say, commercial, and he reports directly to the director of commercial or commercial director, and they send him a lot of emails, and he's responsible. So he's the second tier of uh, head or second tier in the business level. So his job is to understand each and every email plus do the work, take care of the work, and explain it properly so that the person whom he reports to can present it properly. And after going through, of course, he can present it properly. And that's the reason people are hired in each and every position. So the problem is, whenever he has these kind of emails, he always comes to me, and either using chat gpt, because even I don't find myself completely uh, like a Nobel laureate where I can punch out words like anything. But yes, I do understand the context of the email. So here the concentration point is understanding the context of the email and replying, understanding that everything is encompassed for the future reference. Because when management people do make emails, they are very precise and they are very clear and they cover all the corners. So for this, they are very well read, and people who are in the job of day-to-day job, they are very conscious and they don't find words to explain. So for this reason, I told my this very friend that you should do the reading, because what happens when it comes to me, I have to read the entire email chain first of all, then understand what the guy is trying to say, and I can only understand that based on what work this my friend has done, and then I have to merge all that data, understand it pretty well, then come up with a reply, making sure that the replies should not be seen as it has been written by someone else or it is being written by someone else. It should be understanding this my friend's personality and then coming up with a reply, because if the VP calls him directly inside the cabin and counter questions based on the email, the guy won't be able to reply. And this has happened every single time, and this is the same guy to whom I told that start reading one page a day and it will be much more beneficial to you. At least This is not about getting into Oxford or something like that. At least you will understand the context of the email pretty well. Now it's he understands it, but he's dicey, and this has nothing to do with his confidence or something like that. He's very good at his work, not just because he's my friend, but I've cross-checked it with other colleagues. So he's very good at his work, but he cannot explain anything, and this is the problem. And the guy is in complete denial that he says, I don't have the habit. I said, you are not doing any favor by saying these words. You should be ashamed of this thing, that you are in this position and you can't read. I said, reading is not mandatory though, but do you have any other way to understand what the guy is trying to say, or how you can elevate yourself from this misery? The reason I'm speaking about this story in so detail is because this is the same guy. Whenever he receives these kind of emails or these emails, his shoulders drop, he's completely white on his face. You can figure it out that he's terrified, and timidly terrified, or petrified as well, and he's feeling inconfident. He cannot come up with words. He starts thinking on all the tangents just because he's not able to understand what the guy is trying to say. He thinks that everything is being, pointed at him. He doesn't understand because the emails are very precise. They don't write long sentences to explain each, and they're not going to explain you each and everything. So that's the story. And of course I gave him the email, and then he replied back, and then I trained him that what answers and what counter questions they might come up with. I said, of course my skills are getting brushed up somehow, but you are still playing dumb, and you will have to play dumb. So what are the payoffs or takeaway from this video is that if you're inconfident in your work, if you're not able to express anything properly, there is a rare chance that someone will recognize you. And the main point here is, even if you do the work, you won't be able to accept the credit, because if someone snatches it away, or some odd thing happens, you won't be able to express yourself. By expressing, I mean you won't be able to communicate properly. And if someone says something, you cannot come up with the reply immediately. Now I understand there is a difference between reacting and replying back, but there are certain situations wherein you need to reply immediately, else if the time span is gone, the time frame is gone, the reply is of no use. So that is the problem. The next thing I have is, if you ever try to start your own business or something like that, you will by default be like 10 years behind, because the main skill in any kind of business, whether it's online or offline, speaking is something which is very known to human nature regardless of the language. And if you have to be or sell to a global audience, you need to have good understanding and command over written and verbal English. And how does it come? It comes through reading. Reading helps you with the words which will pop up automatically after a period of time. If you don't read at all, there is a very rare chance that you will be able to come up with these things, and you will always be frustrated, and I don't know what else to say, and you won't be able to place yourself in the way you should be placed, although you know all the work and all the things. But then too, you will, because of this just one skill, you will be lagging behind, and that's a very bad thing, and that frustrates more because it's all in here and in here, but it's not here. So reading gives you, merges this thing here and this thing here, and helps you to present something which is very easy for the other person or the person in face to understand. So that's what my message was. And lastly, you won't be appreciated for anything because you are not able to express yourself. So please bear that in mind. So this is my small message when reading is not an habit or not a habit. And apparently I came to know that even if there is an a before a in the word, you can use a or an before that. Like there's a vowel thing, a, e, I, o, u. If it is present in the next word, you should use an definitely. But yeah, that's the case. So tell me if I'm wrong. That is how I end today's video. Please do give me your feedback. If you need anything else or any other topic, please let me know. I would try to make the video better every single day. Thank you for watching.